Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie and it is time for my March diamond painting month in review, where I'm going to talk about and share the diamond paintings that I worked on during the month of March, give you some snapshot reviews of those kits. Everything will of course be linked below, and if you want to see past month in review videos, those will be linked below too, so you can see other diamond paintings I've worked on over the past 6 years. So March was a pretty productive month. I have a really high drill count completion for this month, which is fun. And I completed 4 diamond paintings in total, 2 of which were very, very large, including Persephone that you see right here. I have 2 diamond painting whips going into the month of April, which you'll get to see a little bit later on. Well, you'll get to see one of them. The other hasn't actually previewed yet, so I'll have to hold off on that one. But and then on the videos, YouTube side of things, I had a total of 19 videos go up here on my channel, including one I had been working on for a while that was just an overall how-to when it comes to diamond painting, putty, and wax, figuring out which is the best one for you, some just how-tos for and tips for how to use it. So you could check out that video if you're interested. That was one that had been pretty highly requested, and I'm pretty happy with how that came together. So I'm also going to give you guys a bingo card update. I have a 2026 diamond painting bingo card that I came up with for myself that is going to help me hopefully achieve some particular goals throughout the year, and we're going to get to check off a few spaces on this one for this month. Like I said, productive month, but I'm hoping I'm not going to stall out going ahead after this. So we'll get to that after we go over my completed diamond painting. So we're going to start off talking about Persephone here. This is from Diamond Art Club and the artist Roy Trinh, and has been discontinued, unfortunately. So if you're wanting to get it for yourself, you'll have to check destash groups or places like eBay, Mercari, that kind of thing. It was a rainy day stash kit, and I really, really loved working on it. Let me show you. This is my diamond painting logbook. I just got to start this one last month, and I'm still obsessed with it. I still managed to keep my youngest from finding and writing on it. But in my paper logbook, I just track my notes on diamond paintings once I actually start working on them, as well as the stats, and I rank a few things. Let me share real quick. Stats on this one, 70 by 105 centimeters. This was a large and in charge diamond painting, 54 colors, square diamonds. I started it back in February, so you saw a whip progress update of this one during my February month in review. I finished it on March 8th. It was my first finish for the month. And I gave this one a 7 out of 10 for confetti, 8 out of 10 for enjoyment, and around 115,000 diamonds total in this one. I worked on this one for the event Fairy Tales and Folklore in February, which was a diamond painting event that my friend Kate from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper and I put on together, and that was a lot of fun. It was the first year for that event, and didn't quite finish this one, but it was so big that wasn't totally a surprise. I have my loved and my met, and then notes. It was discontinued. I think this one came out maybe in 2022, so yeah. That meant that we'll go ahead and just dive right in with some of the meh side of things. Some of the drill colors were kind of trash prone and wanted to stick together, which was kind of a pain. And a couple of like darker drill colors, yeah, that was a little bit of an issue that I was running into. But overall, it was okay. You know, it didn't dampen my enjoyment of it, which is why I ranked it so high when it comes to the enjoyment. This was surprisingly enjoyable to work on. 2026 has been kind of an unusual year for me in terms of the diamond paintings I'm finding myself drawn to and enjoying working on. I'm unexpectedly finding that this year is a year that I'm wanting to work on really big kits, and it's not burning me out. The whips that I have going into the month of April are no exception to that whatsoever, but this did not burn me out at all. I thought it was really, really fun to work on. The details come through so beautifully, in my opinion. A lot of the shading, like the movement and the lighting, I feel like they captured really well. And Roy Trinh has this technique with his artwork that gives it almost a glitchy 3D kind of effect. And when you're up close looking at the colors in these skulls, it's really easy to be like, wait, why are there yellows and reds and like a green AB? And then I feel like when you pull back and look at the whole thing, you go, oh, it's because it's the like kind of glitchy 3D effect that he uses. And that's in a few different places in this artwork. And I personally think Diamond Art Club did a nice job with it. And the grid was nice. The render was nice. Overall, the quality of the materials was good. It was just a few different square drill colors they were wanting to clump together. So the way that I dealt with that was I would just pour them into a big tray. If they were clumpy, what I would do is just grab one of my storage containers that I had sitting there, which I use like Elizabeth Ward storage, these big plastic containers. I'd grab the large size ones that are like this big, and I would just crunch it down on top of the diamonds in the tray and just like push hard until it kind of popped some of them apart. And I'd do that in a few spots. And then there we go. No special tools needed. Just grabbed what was in front of me, and then I had more drills to work with. So I think her face turned out so well. Isn't it gorgeous? I have to think that the detail necessary for her face and even like her hair and her hands to an extent, I feel like that's probably why this kit is so big, is because otherwise you just weren't going to have the level of detail you need in her face. The special drill charting I felt like was really nice too. There's some white ABs in her crown as well as in some of the other white flowers in the kit. Those are probably my favorites. There's like a blue AB in one of these blue tones in like her dress. A few other spots too, but the white AB was by far my favorite. There's a sprinkling of it around the pomegranate here, and we got some glare. So yeah, lots I loved about this one. Taking a quick look, in the meh column, I went ahead and made a note that this was really huge because I really feel like if I would have worked on this one or tried to work on it in 2025, I probably would have been burned out. Like 2024, 2025 were years that I wanted small kits. I did not want big ones. I got burned out really easily on big kits. And so it was more just like on a subjective note. If I would have worked on this at a different time, I would not have liked it as much, which is why when I talk about my enjoyment rating in my diamond painting logbook, I'm like, it's so subjective, you guys. Enjoyment rating, 8 out of 10 this year. 2024, I would have been like 2 out of 10. I hate it here. So not the case with this one. This was a gorgeous finish. This is probably, if I had to guess, going to be pretty high on my list of if I rank my diamond painting finishes for 2026. I have a feeling this one is going to rank pretty highly. Now, speaking of big kits, big finishes, my second finish of the month was another beefy one that I actually worked on concurrently with that Persephone kit. I went back and forth between them just a little bit. This is Fairy Workspace from Diamond Art Club and the artist Pomichi. Is this not the happiest set of colors you've ever seen in your life? Okay, listen. This one was one of those kits where I just knew as soon as I saw it, I have to kit it up right away. That's already happened twice this year. The second one is the one I can't share with you guys yet. I see the artwork. It's something about it has me going, well, I guess I'm kitting up a new project right away. And that was this one. So I got it in early enough. I was able to actually do some work on it before my sneak peek video went up. I was sent this one as a sneak peek. Of course, full disclosure, but also just to let you know, Diamond Art Club does not require us to work on kits that they send us. They don't even hint at it, but sometimes I want to, so I did with this one. Let me give you a stats breakdown on this one. So this was 65 by 91.8, so not quite as big as Persephone, but still big. 84 colors, square drills. Again, I started it on the 2nd and finished it on the 12th. And a second, did I get that right? Okay, yeah, for some reason I was like, wait, did I finish Persephone? No, that's right. I finished this after Persephone. Confetti, 3 out of 10. It's really not confetti heavy at all. 9 out of 10 in terms of enjoyment, and drill count was just under 100,000 diamonds. So, yeah, started this early. There's the original artwork. He's so happy. Oh my gosh, you guys. This was just pure joy to work on. There was also a very cute moment when I was trying to take a progress picture of this one. And I had put it down on the floor because it's big, and I had found a spot that I was less likely to have glare. So I put it down on the floor, and my youngest comes trotting over, kneels down beside it, and pretends to play on this computer. He's like, do, 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 and start. And he pushes that button. I just was very charmed by that. So anyway, this kit, so pretty. The color palette is one of the things I really loved most about it. This also has Diamond Art Club's newest iteration of square drills. So let's talk about those real quick. Diamond Art Club is working on changing over their drills. Let me zoom in and see if I can find you a good example down here. So they're working on changing over their square drills from diamonds that end in a point like these look like they end in a pyramid, right? To ones that end in more of a flat top, like that color there. So you could see the two different drill shapes side by side. So they had flat top diamonds a few years back, and I think they had maybe 9 facets, and these have more than 9. They have a bit more facets in there, but it's not quite as many as the like pyramid top ones like you see here. So this is what they're moving over towards. You can really feel it if you run your hands over it. The ones with the really pointy pyramid tops feel pointy, and these feel more like uniform on the top, flatness wise. So just as an FYI, as with any change like this, it is a transition period. To be 100% honest with you, Diamond Art Club has made a number of different changes to their drills over the years. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th time, something like that they've made some updates in the past, 6 or 7 years they've been around. And I am at a point where I just don't tend to personally pay a lot of attention to what are the facets like on top. What I care about is what's the quality like to diamond paint with them. And these were really excellent. They fit really nice and tight on the drill field. There was extremely little trash, and they were very easy and stress-free to work with. And that is what I personally care about above anything else. So take that or leave that. I know some of you are more in tune with what the facets are, what the drill, the facet type on the top is. That's completely fair. As someone that has other sensory sensitivities, I get it. I just so happens this one doesn't bug me. I thought that the render on this one was gorgeous. I think this artist's work lends itself well to diamond painting form, and I thought Diamond Art Club did a great job with this. There's a lot of clarity in small details, like making sure we can read what the letters say here. I also really enjoy a lot about how Diamond Art Club renders a transparent or semi-transparent effect, which you can see especially in the corners. And it's in the original artwork where you can see where there's this like little haze, these like little hazy dots kind of superimposed on the artwork. And I think Diamond Art Club always does a really nice job with that particular kind of effect. And I think you can see it there. Now, funnily enough, these areas with like the hanging plants, those I found to be a little bit more tedious. Even though a lot has been different for me about this year in terms of what I'm enjoying diamond painting, I'm still not loving greens. I'm still not necessarily loving plants as much. So with this kit, I was really liking more about the rest of this one, more so than those like little corners and stuff. But that is Fairy Workspace. This was a really, really fun kit to work on this month. And this one's going to probably be ranked really high this year too. It's just so happy. And I feel bad. I know a lot of people were really hoping to snag this one when it released, and it did sell out pretty quickly. And I'm crossing my fingers, you guys, that they do a restock sooner rather than later. So there is that one. Now, finish number 3 was this mini set from Diamond Art King, which is now called Pretty Little Gem. This exact set is available from them. Same render, same everything, just Pretty Little Gem branding instead of Diamond Art King. So I worked on this mini set featuring dresses. That was the theme for this one. And this was a new to me company, which was really fun. And I worked on this set just to casually support and join in on the event Mini DP Madness. So fun to try out a new to me company. I did a dedicated post review for this particular set. If you are curious, you could go and take a look where I really go in depth sharing my thoughts, show you up close on these different ones. But I will say that I didn't enjoy this one as much as I was expecting. I think because I'm just in my big kit era. There was nothing inherently wrong with this set. I just found myself going, I just kind of want to be back to a larger kit. So there's all 12 of the images in this one as far as stats go. All right, so we have an in-house artist, 13 by 17 centimeters, 45 color square drills, confetti 5 out of 10, enjoyment 3 out of 10, and I just got bored. I thought I would love it. I'm not totally sure why I didn't. So some of the colors were trash prone, but very much in the way that I feel like Paint Gem is. I feel like this is maybe the same manufacturer as Paint Gem, possibly. The canvases are the same kind of rough edge cut style, and the square drills very much reminded me of Paint Gem. They came in these little resealable bags, which I didn't even kit these up. I just worked out of the baggies out of laziness. And yeah, the render was really good though. It's very clean. You can really see all the little details super clearly, which is a plus in my opinion. I really like a nice clean render. And you know, mini sets, they're good for travel, they're good for beginners, they're good for introducing someone to diamond painting if you want to give it as a gift or something. And all of my issues with this really had to do with just where I was at personally. Aside from the trash prone drills, and also I don't know if I would call it a complaint, but it's an acknowledgement that I just wish that the edges were maybe a little bit cleaner, but not at the expense of not at the like trade-off of a higher price point or something like that. For what it is, I'm fine with kind of the rough edges, especially if I'm just going to be popping it into like a cheap little frame or book or something. But I can understand that some people might be bothered by that. But overall, this was a cute set to work on, and I'm glad that I tried out a new to me company, and I'll have the dedicated post review on this one linked below if you're interested. Now, my fourth and final finish for the month probably will surprise you. And let me just move these out of the way and I can show you. My last finish for the month is this really pretty kit from Meadow. And no, you don't usually see florals here on my channel, but you guys, this is actually a kit that I worked on as a tester for them. She said I could share it, and so I thought I would go ahead and give you guys a look at it. Meadow is one of those small shops that truly is very receptive to feedback and wants to hear where there are areas for improvement. And after hearing some feedback from myself and some others with a previous round drill kit that I had worked on, she had really set out and had already been working with her manufacturer on making some improvements. And so she asked if I'd be willing to test out one of their upcoming new releases that had these improvements. And I said, of course, I would absolutely love to. So she sent this over, and you guys, the improvements are there. It looks really, really good. So one of the main things that I was looking at was the round drill grid, and they tightened it up to the point that I was able to multi-place really easily with no issues. There's virtually no gapping on here. And I didn't run into any issues with the glue or the drill quality. I feel like those were mostly flukes anyway. I just overall had a really positive experience with working on this kit. And there was something that was very zen about working on something that was really outside my comfort zone. And I think the novelty of working on a kit as a tester and paying attention to like some really specific things I was keeping an eye out for made this fun to work on, where normally this artwork wouldn't necessarily be something that I would immediately jump on, if you know what I mean. But I think the finished look is so pretty, and I believe this is probably going to be releasing maybe this month. I don't remember exactly when, but stay tuned. Follow Meadow socials for all the details. This one's called In the Meadow. It's by Carrie Creates. It's 49 by 39 centimeters. I have a couple of things I still need to fill in because I didn't have handy what the number of colors was at the time. This is a quick finish, actually. Started on the 23rd, finished on the 27th. 8 out of 10 for confetti. It was a pretty confetti heavy kit, had around 30,000 diamonds, and took some notes on this one. So, this one, so even though the confetti was on the heavier side, and I was really concerned mostly about, am I going to be able to multi-place? I still had some areas, like some of these background colors and some of these leaves, a couple of there was some line blocking. I was able to test out my multi-placer with this and confirm that the grid spacing is not an issue anymore. So really happy to see that. And I will have a video that I think will be coming out soon where I share my first impressions unboxing this, and I'll talk a little bit more in depth about it because I still want to chat a little bit with Meadow about it now that it's done. But just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this was my fourth and final finish for this month, and it was really pretty. So anyway, those are my 4 finishes. Let's take a look at my bingo card and see what we can check off on this one, and I'll give you guys an updated drill count as well. Let me zoom you in. So I'm going to check off a few spaces from this month. First up, I'm going to be using the first kit, Persephone, to count as the box kit featuring Hades and Persephone. And I know that this said featuring Hades and Persephone, but I'm still counting this one because the spirit of it was to be, is Persephone in it, you know? So this square is gonna get checked off. And I know some of you have asked, what do I get when I get a bingo? And I'm still TBD on that one, you guys. So I don't think I'm gonna get a bingo this month, but I'm gonna keep thinking about like, okay, what do I want to count for that? Okay. Next up, I don't know if I have a good one to count for Fairy Workspace. I kind of thought it could have worked for this space kit with the color pink, but looking at it again, I don't know. And I have a kit coming up that really more heavily features the color pink, so I think I might just leave that one. And I don't know that I have a square that I'm going to use for Fairy Workspace. I think I'm going to leave it for now. I could always come back and use it to fill a spot. Like, I think that there are technically some books in it, but I think I want to try to maybe work on a kit that features books more prominently later. So I'll hold Fairy Workspace as something I could maybe use to fill in a square later if I want to. Now, I'm going to use for the mini set, I have two options here. I could use it for the mini set space or the New to Me shop. Where's that one? Right here. A New to Me shop. And I decided I'm going to use the mini set square for this one because I am enjoying big kits so much this year that I don't know if I'm going to work on another mini set at all this year. So I should go ahead and use this opportunity to check off this square because, like I said, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be another one. So this one's going to get the mini set square. And I have another kit or two in mind from New to Me shops that could fit this square. I don't know if it'll happen in April, but this year sometime, for sure. Last but not least, there's the kit, what's the name of it? In the Meadow from Unimade. And I am going to use this one as an outside my comfort zone kit because it has florals in it. And yes, it was a tester kit, but even still, I am going to use it to count as a square. And I feel like it was very much outside my comfort zone. And I think that works. This is the spirit of what I had for this square. It's something that just isn't my usual. And it's not big enough for me to count as a landscape, in my opinion. I could maybe have talked myself into using that square for this one, but I have other like more traditional landscapes in mind. So I'm going to leave it at that. Now for the month of April, if I finish it, I don't know if I'm going to finish this kit and I don't get to check off a square till I actually finish a kit. I'm working on, you're about to see my whip, which is the most expensive kit in my stash. And then the kit with the color pink is probably going to get checked off. And I don't know about any of the rest of these. But heck, if I get 2 more squares checked off, I'll count that as a win. But that is the bingo card update. Not too shabby. I mean, we're a quarter of the way through the year. I don't feel like that's too bad. And I still have plenty of time to keep checking off more of these spaces. Let's go ahead and talk about whips going into April. And there's only one, like I said, I can really show you right now. And that is Herald of Spring. And this is the most expensive kit in my stash because it is from the Diamond Dots Masterclass line. And this, very true to form, is a big kit. I wish I could truly be able to demonstrate to you guys just how large this kit is. You're not even seeing half of it right now, maybe half of it this way, almost half of it. It is big. It's very, very big. I've completed just 2 sections on this one, and then I did put this one to the side to work hard on my other whip. And this did get done before the end of March. It's a lot of confetti. These are actually 2 different shades of blue. If you happen to catch my whip and chat this week, earlier this week, you would have seen me working on it and kind of seeing some of the 2 different colors there. I think it looks pretty cool so far. But yeah, this is going to be, I'll give you a look up here. This is going to be a long-term project. Like I said, I'm going to try to finish it in April, but I would not be surprised if this goes into May. My goal is to finish it by the end of May, though. So I'm doing big sections, but you can see lots of confetti going on. Those flowers are going to be the special drills that came with this one, and I'll kind of just unroll it and show you guys. It just keeps going. Picture one of the Mandy Manzano princess panels in terms of if you laid it on its side. The height of one of those plus a bit is how wide it is. And then height-wise, it's 67 centimeters. It's like Fairy Workspace or like Persephone. this way as far as those ones were in width. So this is a huge panel piece, and I decided to start at this end. I don't know, because there's some color blocking at the other end that I thought I might be glad to end on. Like there's a little bit of color blocking over here, but I don't know. I may hop around a little bit, like hop to the other end and maybe try to finish like over here by the Pegasus face. I'm not sure, but we're going to see. This is from, like I said, the Masterclass line from Diamond Dots, which I did like kind of a re-unboxing of it that'll be in the review video I do for this one. And I just, even on unboxing it again and reacquainting it myself with it a second time, I just went, where's the $200+ in this kit, you guys? Because once it comes down to it, when I have just the canvas and the drills in front of me, it's just like working on any other Diamond Dots kit. It's the same canvas material, the same drills, the same features. So I'm very skeptical. But I don't know, TBD. But this is the only whip I could show you that I have going into next month. What is my other whip? You'll find out soon. There will be a sneak peek for it in the future. It'll be sometime in the month of April, and I will see how far I actually get on that kit. I just hit the 1/3. I'm 1/3 done with it. 2 out of 6 columns. It's a big one. I'll tell you, it's very big. And there is just something about this artwork. It is an artist that I love and I've worked on before, and something about the artwork just had me going. I remember this from voting. I absolutely love it. It just feels like it suits what I'm, like the sort of phase of life I'm in right now too. So I'm excited to share it with you guys. Sorry to be cagey. I know it's really kind of obnoxious, but I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot to give you guys an update on my drill count for the year. So I started this in 2025. I just like to track the drills that I place. And last year I had no real idea how many drills I would place in a year. So I set a rough goal for myself. I was like, in 2025, I want to try to place like 1 million diamonds. Will I get to 1 million? I did. I think I got to around 1.5. And that was fun. This year I thought I'd keep tracking again, which will be really fun given that my number of finishes will probably be lower for 2026 because I'm doing all these big kits, but the drill count I'm imagining will be similar. So going into this month, I had around 200,000 diamonds placed for the months of January, February. I only add in the drill count once I've completed a kit. So even though I had Persephone, a lot of progress done on that one in February, it didn't count for my drill count for February. So my March drill count total was very high. Just in the month of March, my completed projects totaled up to 252,216 diamonds, and added up into my drill count for January and February. That put my year-to-date drill count at 415,000 diamonds placed. So almost 500,000 diamonds, and we're a third of the way through the year. So I think we're on track to place 1 million diamonds again this year, but we'll see. Sometimes life happens. But yeah, that's a look at my whips and my bingo card and my drill count update. So for April, what do I have in mind? Well, April 1st is my diamond painting anniversary. So I just celebrated, today's the 2nd that I'm recording this. So yesterday I celebrated 6 years of diamond painting. I'm trying to make my way back onto Instagram a little bit more. The past couple of years, I kind of have really fallen off. So I posted an update on Instagram actually today where I included some collages of the 249 diamond paintings that I've worked on in the past 6 years. So I have some things I want to try to do to commemorate the milestone of my 250th diamond painting, as well as my diamond painting anniversary. So I have some video ideas in mind. There is someone I may be doing a collab with later in the month too. We'll kind of see how that shakes out. I need to touch base with them. And my 250th diamond painting, the thing is, so I have a couple of whips going. I have this one and the other one. And if I finished either of these, whatever my next finish is number 250. So I don't know if I want either one of these to be my 250th. I tend to like to mark these 50 milestones with something really special from my rainy day stash. So I'm going to take a peek in my Gems Flow, which is an app I use to track my diamond paintings, and see if there's a kit that really is jumping out at me as like, hey, I want to be the milestone kit, and I might add that to the mix and just have all the whips going, because why not? So I will see. You guys will find out in my April month in review what I ended up deciding to do. And like I said, I'm trying to post on Instagram a little bit more. So I'll have my Instagram linked below if you'd like to check me out over there. I don't have any events necessarily in mind that I'm going to jump in on, but there are always a lot of events going on. So if there's a particular artist or theme that you love, there's likely someone doing an event on it sometime during the year. This month, I'll probably try to have an announcement out for Summer with the Masters, which I am planning to do again this year. I'm just trying to think through if I want to modify anything about it. But that will be happening. And I don't know that there's a really good central hub for event information right now. I think it's kind of up in the air. There are a couple of resources out there, and I don't know how up to date they are at the moment. And but I'll link them and you could take a look and see. But I think that's it. So what did March look like for you? What did you work on? Were there any events you joined in on or any kits that you worked on that you really loved and want to share about? Or maybe not so much. You could share about that as well. And what about April? Do you have any kits planned or any events that you want to join in on for April that you'd like to share about below? I always love hearing from you guys and what you're going to be working on. So let me know all the things. Let me know if you're interested in seeing dedicated post reviews on any of these kits that haven't seen them. Most of them will get videos. I think I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a dedicated video for Persephone, since that is, more of a retired kit or discontinued kit and stuff. But some of these others you'll definitely see a little bit later on. But yeah, subscribe. Of course, little reminder, if you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you here. I do unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies here on my channel, as well as how-tos and tutorials. I have some thinking on for the month of April, because I'm trying to do at least one of those a month this year as well, including refreshing some of my older ones. And I also do weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting on Monday mornings. I'm going to let you guys go, though. Thanks again for watching. I hope you are doing very, very well and that you have an amazing April ahead when it comes to your diamond painting. Happy crafting. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.